Hi, this is Donnie Tuttle here, and helping some other purpose driven people to get their recruiting up and running. And really, the goal is I want to, well, I'm using this live broadcast, just it's Friday, nobody's watching, but got to get this done. So I felt like, hey, I'll share this with some people. And if I can help you, of course, feel free to reach out. I'm going to use Go High Level to help someone, again, build out their automation program. Over the past, I've owned a company called Sell Anywhere Systems or Sell Anywhere Automations, which you can find on sellanywhere.ai. I've had it for about the last 2 years. And it started whenever I was helping a couple of larger insurance agencies to get their recruiting processes dialed in. Essentially, what they were doing is they were just reaching out to a bunch of people and not following up with them. And what we wanted to do, what I wanted to do, was to create something that enabled them, empowered them to follow up, right, appropriately. And what we found along the way was sometimes when we have these powerful weapons, we tend to abuse them. As they say, when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And so, what I watched happen over the first bit of time was when an agency would get automation, they would just automate everything, or they would they would go crazy with it. And that is not the goal here. The goal is really that you're able to um, take the essence of you and put it in timed sequence, so that at the right moment, at the right time, you're staying in contact with people, and hopefully you're bringing them back into a conversation. And when you do that, that's when the real you has to step up and show up. So anyway, so I'm going to be building something that is going to hopefully demonstrate a little bit of that. I do have some tunes playing in the background. Hopefully that doesn't block me from, um, maybe I need to turn those off. I think that's a thing here sometimes with the copyright laws. So I'm gonna get out of Thievery Corporation. And we are going to um, hook it up on. I listen, can't work without music, right? So I'm gonna pop it onto my Apple Watch here. We'll play it from there. There we go. And the world will live on. All right. So I'm just going to start out here. This is the real company. It's Provident Legacy Realtors. They're an amazing group of guys, not guys and gals, a bunch of people out there making great things happen with great people. And we want to really create a scenario that enables them, empowers them to recruit powerfully. So stop sharing. Let me hide that little thing. Hopefully you can still see what I'm doing here. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here. Let me move me out of the way. Oh, I get okay. I'm going to come down to sites here. So I'm going to and once I'm in sites, well, normally most people end up starting out here, right? But I'm going to come down here to sites, and we are going to go to. I'm going to create a new funnel. Okay, there's an amazing template library that comes with this. Again, this is called Go High Level, and go, like I don't know why, but this surfing thing just appeals to me, so I'm not going to use that one. I'm gonna try to find something that has more of a recruiting, uh, professional recruitment. Okay, so I know that these colors are not going to go with what they want. I wish that they had. They don't have funnels that come. I'm just going to go and continue. I'm going to bring this in. Going here, we get this template. So I really do like to use templates. They have a crap ton of templates for this thing. I also have a service that we pay for called, where is it? I've got a lot of, here it is, Marketer's Toolkit. So I like to check in Marketer's Toolkit sometimes as well. Log in. Yeah, I'm just going to go with what I got. So Marketer's Toolkit is the go-to that I like to go to for any of my funnel designs, any of my template type stuff. And right now, you can see that right now the recruiting services template did load up. So all this is like it's a website, and I just like to kind of see that obviously it's a simple thing. I come down here and it lets you view that. Let's see, find and hire qualified expense quickly and easily. Well, that's kind of fun. Post a job, request free demo. Okay. All right. Not the droid we're looking for. It's more the people I'm working with are really ramping up their recruiting. So anyway, that was worth a try. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to build out their funnel. And so what we want to do is we're going into opportunities, and it's requested. I used I used a there was a kind of a template whenever I first started this. I guess if I were starting this from scratch, if I were to show you what that looked like, I essentially used the real estate template, and you can tell that this is probably more for this. This is definitely for the stages of a real estate deal. That's fine. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and create my own funnel. So I'm going to go up to pipelines and really want to think about like the big phases of what's happening whenever someone is recruiting. And so we're going to have like, I guess if I think about this, if I were to draw it out, I have really what happens before the meeting. So we have like the new leads in, or stage one. Um, it's going to call that get the meeting. Okay, we need to end one new lead in. I'm going to go to I think I'm gonna do one that is for newly licensed. So they get a list of people who are newly licensed. Newly licensed messaging. I will do no response. I will do number 4. It's going to be warm. Will do responded. I will do booked appointment. And I'll do number 6, which is not a fit. DND. So that's the very first thing I do like to set up is the DND, the do not disturb. Let's see. Well, I'll set that up in a second. So all this is, is if you can think about it, I'm going back into pipeline. So I'm going to add, I think I'm going to get rid of this marketing. Well, no, I'll keep it in here. I'll keep it instead of marketing audit leads. I'll do this as real estate leads. Okay. All right. So get the meeting. The next one is going to be Um, let's see. Got the meeting. I'll do that. We can always change this, right? And you'll notice I'm using numbers. And the reason I'm using numbers is to keep things in the sequence that I want them in, because it always goes back. It defaults to like sometimes order that you put them in, or sometimes it's alphabetical. It's just keep them in order by putting the numbers there. So got the meeting. So what happens after someone got the meeting? So one confirmed are booked. I guess. Yep. And so we'll go to, we'll say no show. Well, let's follow the positive route. Booked, hired. Okay. More info. Now we'll do a more info drip. We can always change these things, but it's just like having appropriate messaging. Each of those, like, you're like, if someone is asking for more info now, it's different than someone who booked an appointment. So we want them to get the appropriate information, right? More info. Let's see. Hired. No. If they're hired, I think I'm gonna. I'll do like the next phase can be onboarding. So I'll do also here instead of more info, I'm gonna be no call, no show, and then the other one will be not a fit. Okay. So again, just thinking of various phases that people may have. So that's let me change get the meeting to one. Get the meeting. Oops, wrong one. Get the meeting here. One. Boom. 11. Boy, oh boy, my eyes are a little bit blurry at the end of a day of looking at phones and screens. All right, so one, get the meeting. Two, got the meeting. Three, onboarding. Okay. On board. And then this is going to be, I would imagine, right? Welcome. There's probably going to be like a systems setup. There's probably going to be like some sort of systems, probably some sort of, I would say like welcome is going to have like all the checklists, all these things, like system setup. That's going to be for probably our team. And then after system setup is going to be, what do we do? Meet the team. Meet the team. We may have some swag. I like I like the idea of having. We welcome swag ordered, delivered. What sent? That probably needs to be moved up. And by the way, if you ever need to move them up like this, you can just click on the little button there, and do that. 3, 4. Meet the team. Let's see what else we do when we. Oh, training materials. Duh. Right. Training. And so, and then within training, right, I'm going to set that up as well. So we got ready, onboarding, and I'm going to do 4 training. Okay, and the stage name, stage 1 is, I don't know. I don't know what stage 1 is, right? So this is going to be probably in their ball court. You have to call it something. Give me at least 3 phases of training. And so I'm probably going to say like, I always like to say with training, it's I do it, we do it, you do it, I check it. I don't know. That may stay, that may change. Who knows? But at some point, right, we're gonna have some advanced training, and so advanced training is going to be maybe this is the world of real estate. So this could be specialized. This could be um, just various ways of training here. And so this group, of course, since this is recruiting, guess what we're going to put in all of these stages and phases? We have to put recruiting language in here. So for this and training is a lot of it's systems and sales, right? But this is really where we get to sales. Even though they should be licensed. There's a certain criteria they should be at by now. I don't know what that is for this group, but that's what we want. Probably like four is using, I don't know, using Tolstoy. Let's imagine that. So I'm going to go ahead and save this and back out. So you can see right now I've got 1, get the meeting, 2, got the meeting, 3, onboard, 4, training. So I'm going to lean heavily on a little bit of AI. All right, let's do some AI in here. Let me see if there's anyone watching along. And just as I presumed, that's totally okay. We don't need anyone watching along. Wait, I need to do this though. Share the entire screen. All right, cool. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and open up Chat GPT. We'll get Mr. Chat GPT ready, and then now we're going to begin to build automations that are attached to various places. But let's go. I'm going to prime Chat GPT first. I am building email and text sequences. I should have a voice to text feature on this one, right? But I don't. You know something that's good for that? Let me know. Building email and text sequences to recruit real estate agents to join us at Provident. You see filters. Our top benefits are, I guess, like top reason. Let's say top reasons an agent would join us. Are aggressive compensation, what else? Our culture of help, and technology, admin provided. All right. I am building email. Okay. A marketing expert. Is a right. Okay. Please create 10 text messages that could be sent to newly licensed agents to get an appointment. All right, cool. So there we go. Let's see what it does. Sure, I can help. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Hi, congrats on getting your license. We're currently hiring agents. Realtors would love to chat about our aggressive. Blah, blah. Hey, hope you're doing well. Okay. As that does its thing, I'm just going to actually go in. I'm going to go over here. I just now realized I have a really good text message sequence that works really well here. And the one thing I realized too, by the way, if you're doing any type of automation, email sequences suck. Nobody likes them. Nobody listens to them. You're going to get like, it's almost the same as a cold email response. Well, actually it is a cold email. So I mean, I'm not saying don't do them. They're very, very, very cheap to send. So, that's the reason people keep sending them. It's point like 0.0002 per email, some crazy low amount, right? I think I just, in an effort to humor someone else, I just tried to send like 20 or 30,000 out, and it cost me like 11 or 12 bucks. That's how much it costs. So anyway, so let's go here. I'm going to go and we're going to create an automation here. So all we're doing is we're going to connect automation sequences to happen at these various phases. All right, so automation, I'm going to click here. And I'm going to build folders just so I can kind of keep my stuff in order. As you make more and more of these things, you're going to realize that keeping stuff in order is kind of hard. So get the meeting. That's one. One folder. I'll do the next folder is going to be meeting. I guess, what was it called? What was that called? Let's go here. Opportunities. You get me a little bit brain dead here at the end of my day. Got the meeting. Onboard training. Got it. Okay, so automation. I'm going to create a folder. Got the meeting. Next one is going to be onboard. Okay, and then the next one is going to be training. Yes, right. And then I think I probably would I would do mentoring as I'm thinking about that. Mentorship would be something that should happen. So I'm just going to click on into this one, and we're going to create a workflow. Okay. Now the main thing is the big question is like what's going to start a sequence. One of the things that we're going to do is we're just going to start from scratch, and I am going to. Let me actually back out of here first. Let me do one before I do any of these things. I always want to do a DND, so do not disturb. Do they have? Okay. Important steps. Recipe. They have recipes in here too. Those are pretty good. So some of these, like they have a bot that'll talk back to them. Birthdays. FAQ. Facebook. Fast 5. These are for leads. Fast 5. Fast 5. Business message. List. Reactivation. Okay, way to generate leads. Yeah, apologize for looking through this, and also like no show. All right, cool. Nothing here. I'm just going to create a new workflow, and so I have to start from scratch. Okay, start from scratch. Create a new workflow. I am just going to do a do not disturb. So I'm just going to call this the DND. There's an or DNS. I don't know. There's multiple ways of anything. So contact DND. So I just click on that. Workflow trigger name. Okay. So if anyone gets a contact D&D, what we're going to do is we are going to remove from all workflows. Okay. We are going to, should we mark them? Contact is D&D. Oh. I think it's best if anyone says leave me alone. I think it's best to leave them alone on all channels. Let me go back and we'll do that on a different one. So this one basically says if they're marked D, I'm going to call it D&D just to stay consistent in the language. One thing you'll always want to do in here, by the way, is you'll want to save and publish. You'll notice that I'll do that a lot while I'm here. All right, so D&D. Let me do another one that's going to be create workflow. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and start from scratch. And then basically, we're going to call this one mark D&D. So if they respond, customer replied, and the customer reply action. We don't just want them to reply. We want to actually, if it has the phrase, okay, and contains phrase, take me off your list. Okay, take me off. It's not take me off. Remember, this is like it is. We have. I don't want any of those. Okay, I'm just going to save that trigger. If the customer replied, me alone. In some cases. Oh my gosh, I'm a little bit cross-eyed here on the end of a Friday. But you got to get this stuff done, right? I almost feel like I got to put my sunglasses on, blocked from all the blue computer light here. Let's see. Just kind of no reason to sit straight up this whole time, right? Just relax. Just relax. All right. Yeah, I'm actually going to wear my glasses. All right. Hopefully my belly doesn't block the microphones. We'll see. All right. So if the customer replied, stop. So contains phrase, value, stop. Okay. So if they do that, I thought there was a way I could do this standard text. Yeah, if it contains that phrase, stop. If it contains a phrase, take me off your list, we'll just start there, and we'll add some more later on if we need to. But again, this is always like that best place to start, right? Contains phrase. Oh, we did take me off. Remove. Okay. So any of those, what we're going to do is we're going to, I don't know if this is totally necessary here, but it always feels like it is, because it's almost like nothing, like something happens and I have it waiting for 0.1 minutes. So however long that is. And now we're going to go to, oh wow, I just noticed they put Google Sheets in. That's pretty awesome. So I'm going to hit D&D. So set contact as D&D. And we're going to select disable all channels. It's just easiest. Let's like remove any doubt. The worst thing is for, for automation to just like automation at its worst. It's horrible. And so this keeps it from being quite so horrible. All right, so I'm going to create my first automation sequence. So getting the meeting. So here we go. I'm going to create it. So I'm in this folder here. So you see the folders. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And by the way, I come down here, you can see that these are published and they're on, so that means that they're good to go. Now I'm going to go to get the meeting, and so to do that, I am going to start from scratch. I really like to use, hey bud, I like to use SMS campaigns, especially if you have it. People are 100 times more likely uh, to answer a text than they are to answer a an email. So I'm going to, let's see if they go, I'm going to choose right now the pipeline. Anyone who goes into pipeline, and I'm going to go to the stage. So anyone who goes into this pipeline, as soon as they go there, this is automatically going to happen. Now I can do it by tag as well, but I'm going to go in here. So get the meeting, and I'm going to go now into the stage, pipeline stage. It's newly licensed messaging. So I like to have new lead in, nothing happening there, so that way you can just kind of stack them. I'm going to do this. So newly licensed messaging, and I'm going to save it. Okay. Save. So as soon as that happens, wait, 0.1, right? And I do like to label these because later we're going to be waiting for days. And so here we go. It's going to say text message. Now, by the way, congrats. Congrats. And now this is where it gets fun. So it's useless if you don't have names, but boy, this is so powerful when you have names, right? So custom values, and user is you, contact is them. So I'm going to say congrats. Excuse me. First name. Boom. And then usually I like to wait. And the thing is like some of these things, part of it is you've got to kind of almost do it like like a human being would, right? And then so this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna say, let's see, this is, and I'm gonna do username at, let's see, what is they run a school of realtors. What is it called? Just working in front of you. That's all we're doing. How do I search? There we are. All right, so Isa. Here's the guy. Let's see what his school's called. Sorry. Forgot it. There it is. Real estate school. Boom. Show me. All right. It is Provident Legacy School of Real Estate. Boom. Okay. Well, that's easy. Now I'm going to go over to here at Provident. Provident Legacy School of Real Estate. Getting a real estate license is a big deal. Just wanted to say congrats. There you go. All right. So one thing I like to do, and I want to go into my text messages, is I actually like to do, and I don't know any other way to do it right now, other than to copy and paste. So I always I will go in, and so I just copy that one. And I'm pasting it. Oops. Pasting it here. It just feels like a human. So this is, in my case, would be this is Donnie Tuttle at Provident Legacy School of Real Estate. Getting your real estate license is a big deal. Just wanted to say, way to go. Boom. Right. So that's going to be probably sequence one. Now, let me go in here. Congrats. I'm going to go here to congrats. And I'm going to do for this one. We'll go here. What's the hands one? Hands clapping, maybe. I don't know which one they would like. I think we'll do that one. And I like to identify the cartoon in no race, so I always choose the. So usually, what's going to happen, by the way, there's some if then statements that we'll do in just a moment. But right now, I'm just doing the basic structure because usually, what's going to happen is someone's going to say to either of these. They're going to say, "Oh wait, who is this? How you're not on my phone? I don't have you. Sorry, I don't have you saved." Sorry, frog in my throat. Okay, so that's fine. I'm going to keep this in draft, but I keep saving it. Oh, I always like to do to. I always like to change my title from SMS to. Oops, that's funny. Why won't it do that? So that way they know it. Like I always like. Anyway, so I get the gist of this because what's going to happen is pretty soon you're going to be looking at a long stream of text messages, and it's always good to see right what's happening. Okay, wait seconds. Here we go. Just wanted to say, way to go. Now I'm going to insert my. There's going to be two things I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for a day. Um, let's see. Wait. I'm going to do a timeout. Okay, and so what this is going to be is I'm actually so you can choose for wait. You can choose time delay, appointment time, or contact reply, email event. So I like to do. Um, I, well, for us to do any of these, so I'm going to wait for a contact reply, or and I'll time out a day later, which means if someone doesn't reply within one day, it's going to send them the next part of the sequence. Okay. Wait for reply. It looks like you missed out on some fields. Which one? What did I miss? Oh, I have to say what. So it could be. I'm going to say you can reply. They could reply to either of these two, and then so so that's like that first part, right? All I'm doing is just throwing bait in the water, and then seeing if anyone is willing to take a little nibble, right? If they do, I'm going to do. I'm gonna so wait for reply, and then now we get to do these fun things. These are if else. So if someone replies or if someone says this, or this, so that's what we're gonna do now. So if they reply, who is this? All right. So there's a few common ones, and the idea is that you don't want to over automate it, but you just want to get a few out of the way that you know are going to be kind of common. And so who is this is one of them. And so I'm going to go to contact reply, and their replied message contains, and this is a place where we can say it contains any of these phrases. So if it contains who is this, or if it contains contact reply replied message. Replied just means did they even reply? But this just means this is saying, hey, their reply message contains don't know you. Because basically, if someone says, "Who is this?" or if they said, "I don't know you," you could reply back with the same thing, right? And I'm going to do, instead of and, it's going to be or. So do you see how that was? So this would be like if it had who and don't know, then it would be triggered. But right now it's going to say if anyone answers back with something that says who are you, or I don't know you, right? Then we're going to answer with so the branch means they did ask that. If they didn't ask that, I'm going to go and create another branch. So that means they didn't reply who is this or how do I know you. This one is a little bit more aggressive. And instead of this one, I'm going to create another if then. This other aggressive one is a little bit more aggressive. How do you get my number? So we're going to go to contact reply message contains get my number. And the other one is get my info, right? And so we're going to go to, again, reply, workflow, contact reply, replied message contains, has those words, and we don't want to be and, we want it to be or. So we want to be straightforward, right, with any of those things. So I'm going to call this how'd you get my info? And this one is who is this, right? Sorry. And this is going to be the end of this this phase. Wow. Save. So if someone says, "Who is this?" I'm going to say, "This is full name. I am the broker at Provident Legacy Real Estate. Real estate realtors. Hello. Um, I guess, yeah. Right. Sorry for the interruption. My wife is ordering pizza. All right, so I'm the broker here. I also run a school for what do you call them? For people, agents to become licensed. All right, this is me. I'm the broker of Provident Legacy Realtors. I run a school for agents to pass, to help agents pass their exam and become licensed realtors. So now I'm telling you who I am. So if they say, "Who is this?" Right? And then, so right now, okay, so I'm an agent, broker. All right, so let's just say, so right now, and if they answer this one in any way, I'm just going to move them on to the next part of the chain. And so if they reply to this, how did you get my info? Let me sit up. I'm assuming. I'm wondering now if my belly was. There may be an issue with your recording. Our sessions show that your screen stream has not received any data for several seconds. Continue. I don't know why that's happening. All right. So if they say, "How did you get my info?" I'm going to assume this is like we're going to shoot a text message and okay. We part of blank. So some of these things are going to be things that they'll have to. We're part of whatever, right? We receive info from all the incoming new agents, and I just wanted to say congrats. If you haven't landed anywhere yet, I'd love to show you our aggressive compensation plan and training tools. Now, after that, I'm going to say, I'll wait for a second and say, are you open to that? Well, here, wait, 0.2 minutes. All right, so, and then I'm going to wait, and then I'll send another text, and it will say, something you'd be open-minded to, first name. Save action. Okay. If nothing happens, I'm going to move them on to the next phase of the pipeline. And let's see. I'm going to create something here. Save. This is new license 1. Let's see. This is our school for brokers. I'm going to use the same messaging. Let's see. I think if they answer to this one, let's see. I'll probably just want to. So same message. I'm gonna wait for a minute, like wait minutes. SMS. And then another few seconds. And I'm going to send an exact copy of this one. Or you know what I can do? I'm just going to go ahead and connect them here. Let's see. Wait. Like 0.1. 2. You got to think it takes a couple of seconds to write a text, right? And then I'm going to actually connect. How do you do that? I forget how you, let's see. It's on the bottom here. go to. There he is. I'm just going to go ahead and hit go to. And then they're going to go to here. Oops. I'm going to go to here. So to review, they're going to get a text message as soon as they get put into here. It's going to say, congrats, Bob. This is Donnie Tuttle at Provident Legacy School of Real Estate. Getting your real estate license is a big deal. Just wanted to say, way to go. Okay, it's going to wait for a reply. Okay, if there is no reply, I should probably come up here and just say, did they reply or not? I do need to do this one. So I'm going to say reply. Might have caught that one. If sorry, if they replied, if they replied, they replied. True. Yes, they did. If they did reply, it's going that way. Right. If they didn't reply, I'm actually going to take him and move him to the next pipeline, which we'll talk about in a second. But right now, so they replied, and if they said, "Who is this?" Basically, are they asking who's this, or are they asking how'd you get my info? If it's not either of these, let's see. So if they replied something like, "Yeah, thank you," or whatever, I probably should do that one as well. If this is like kind of starting to become like a lot of kind of interesting little branch, right? Did they do this? No. Did they do this? No. Did they do this? Yes. Contact reply. Sorry, contact reply message contains thanks, or I should say thank, because thanks would be in, it would be in thank you as well as thanks, right? So if I say thanks, if they do that, what's going to happen? Okay. All right. So no replies going to the next one in a day. So it'll wait a day and go. The who is this? If I say who is this, it's going to say, this is Donnie. I'm a broker over here. We help agents pass the exam. Do this. It's going to wait a couple seconds. It's going to say, just wanted to say congrats. If you haven't landed anywhere yet, I'd love to show you our aggressive compensation plan and training tools. And then it's going to wait a couple seconds. And then it's going to send them over here. Is that something you'd be open-minded to, Bob? So like that makes sense. I just have to make sure that the flow of it would make sense, because what you're going to find is that once you start putting people through the pipelines, invariably some of it doesn't make sense. So true story, one nightmare. I had started an agency with my son. We bought a couple $1,000s worth of leads. These are people who are asking for insurance. And rather than put them in drip, I accidentally dropped like 1,000 of them into it at once. It was horrible because not only was there a lot of people flooding in and calling crazy calls, crazy amount of calls coming in, but also some of the a lot of the automation actually wasn't tuned in. There was two things that were firing against each other. It was kind of weird. So always test. So who is it? So if they don't say, so if they don't, so basically this says, does the reply message say, who is this? Or I don't know you. If it doesn't have those, so it has that, yes, go that way. It doesn't have that, no. Now it says, okay, well, does it have, how'd you get my info? So if that's what they answer, it's going to say, we're a part of blank and receive info of all incoming agents. Just want to say congrats. If you haven't gone anywhere, I'd love to show you our whatever. It waits a couple seconds and says, is that something you'd be open-minded to? Okay. So if basically if they're gonna be an if we're gonna go if the reply type intent type is positive, right? So if it's positive, then what we'll do is we're going to go here. We're going to move them to a pipeline now. So, I have to do update opportunity. So we're going to move them into the next pipeline. So that's a lot of work just to get to the next pipeline. So that one is, it's in get the meeting still. So we're still in that very first phase. But with this one, it is responded, warm. They didn't book it yet, but it's warm. Okay. So we'll have a whole another set of sequence stuff there. So in this one, it's still status is going to be open. And we're going to save. Okay, so all of this, if they go, so now if they're going on either of these two, the left one or the middle one, and they're still positive, they say they're open-minded, now we're going to move them to a new pipeline. Okay, if not, we'll deal with that in a second. Okay, so if someone now says thanks, I think what all we have to do is, I think I'm going to ask them the same kind of questions. I just want to say good job and that. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. So thanks. Wait a minute. Okay, and then SMS. Just wanted to say good job. Save. Wait. We're going to wait for 0.4 minutes. Okay. And then from here, we're going to say good job, and then we're going to do the same thing here. Is that something you'd be open-minded to? You know, I think actually, good job. I forget. I always forget what it's called. Go to. That's what it is. So this one, I'm just going to go. So this is kind of cool. So I'm like all of these, and so if it says good job, then it's going to wait for a few seconds, right? And then it goes, boom. Is that something you'd be open-minded to? So that's our closing question for all of these things, right? And so they're either going to, if they say no, then we'll just, it'll stop messing with them. If they say yes, or if they have a positive, if they say yes, or they're open-minded, it's going to take them now into the next thing. All right. So right now though, right, it's got only answers to who is this, how'd you get my info, or thanks. Okay. And so I think I'm going to, if they didn't say any of these things, so that basically they didn't respond. Hold on, let's see. If they don't respond, I'm going to wait 1 day. 1 day. Because if someone doesn't respond, right, just gonna leave them alone. And then I'm also gonna send them the same message. No, not that one. Let's see. Maybe I can just draw a line to here. Yeah, I can. I can draw a line. I can go right to here. So I'm gonna go to here. And Let's see. Is that something you'd be open-minded to? I think I'm starting to, there might be a tiny bit of extra over engineering here. But I'm going to go and round this out. As you can tell, I'm sitting outside. It's a little dark. Peach is about to show up. So, but you see kind of the way that the conditions work. I'm going to go and save this. And then I'm going to do a tiny bit of work on my next pipeline so you can see what happens. So basically, if these people say, yes, I'm open-minded. All right. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my workflows. All right. And then I'm going to do new workflow. I'm going to do create one. Oops, sorry, start from scratch. Create a new workflow. And this is form. Okay. And then if someone, all I'm going to do here is we're going to do, it's in the pipeline. So if anyone gets changed to this stage in the pipeline, it activates it. And so the pipeline is get the meeting, pipeline stage, warm. Where's warm? There it is. All right, cool. So once they're warm, it's going to wait. This is going to be a little bit magic, so watch this. Point. We'll do a half a minute, right? Let's just do a minute. Okay. And then I'm going to send them this SMS message. You can do templates. I don't have any that really are stored that are useful for this one right now. Great. Just watch this. I don't know, something like that. Schedule an appointment. See you soon. I like to put in misspellings every once in a while, but right now I'm just gonna. And for this one, I have something called. Yep, here come the bugs. Not too bad though for a Florida spring night. It's the first time I had to slap myself for a bug anyway. There's an app called Tolstoy, which I definitely recommend you using. And what I would do here is we've got one that's gonna kind of prepared for it's an interactive video. And this interactive video is here we go. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to click share and just a preview real quick, just to show you what it looks like. And I don't think you'll be able to hear the sound, but it shows up like this on your phone. It talks, blah, blah, blah. It lets you choose our compensation. I understood the pay, like he said. Helps you to book an appointment, right? It does all of those things. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in my text message. And so this becomes a valuable part of something because now you're suddenly no longer a text message. You are interacting with people in a way that feels right. Wait. I'm going to wait for 0.4 minutes. And then I'm going to send another Tolstoy or another SMS. And it is okay. And so all of everything is right there. I'm gonna call this one Tolstoy. That's the name of the BY, that's the name of the app. And there you go. So I've got this one. And so this should put them into a meeting, hopefully. And we will cover that on a later one. Hopefully I'll have all of that wrapped up here this weekend. So let me hit stop on there. Let me come over to here. And it looks like nobody joined. And that is totally fine. Well, guys, enjoy your Friday night. Over and out. Keep building, keep recruiting. You deserve to win. And so, wow, look how dark it is. I am here, though, outside. Keep doing it because people need you. Goodbye for now.